we'll talk about who has apprentices in your business right now. Yeah. We've got close to 50 clients right now, and every one of them has an apprentice or is thinking about getting one. Who was an apprentice at one time? Who enjoyed your apprenticeship? Who stayed with the business that you got your apprenticeship from in the 5th year? Of those of you that have apprentices now that went from your apprentice to the tradesman, how many of them stayed with you in your business? Less hands, yeah. Here's the problem. Apprentices, if you want to be an apprentice, what are you actually doing? You want to be learning this trade, right? Yeah. You want to be, for 4 years, you've said, right, I'm going to commit to learning some cool skill that's going to give me this ticket. That's what the apprentice wants. But unfortunately, when apprentices are chucked into businesses these days, they're thought of as cheap labor. And they're treated like cheap labor, right? We think we're going to become more efficient because we're going to get a cheaper apprentice and chuck them into work, and all they really do is take the labor away from your skilled guys, and they make you less productive. And now what happens is, because of that toxic culture that they're in, that isn't about nurturing and teaching them their craft, it's about production. Now they just hate where they are. Over 85% of all apprentices leave their place of employment after their 4th year because they just hate it. They were treated poorly. So here's what I believe. I'm not anti-apprenticeship in any way, shape, or form. I'm pro-business. I think that when your business is stable and strong enough to afford an apprentice, to be able to put in an apprenticeship program in your business where you, as a business owner, are saying, right, I'm going to give back to the industry. My business is strong enough now that that's actually what I'm going to do. When you approach it that way, to give back to the industry, and you allow time for the apprentice to be nurtured and taught, and you intentionally take skill to do that, now we're actually doing what should be done with an apprentice. But unfortunately, the vast majority of things I see, that's not what's happening. So you've all heard the term, we have a skills shortage. We don't have a skills shortage. What we have is a culture problem in the workplace that treats people who want to be upskilled, and that spreads like wildfire. Like everybody hears, well, I wouldn't want to be an apprentice because you just get treated like shit, right? So there's an inherent problem here that I think is not being brought to the surface, that this is actually the real problem. Because if someone wants something, they'll go and get it. And if we have an industry that is nurturing apprentices and they're telling their mates, hey, this is great, this is a wonderful experience for me, and then you're going to start growing more apprentices. I'm not saying it's the one fix, but it's certainly a key fix, I think. Is that fair? Yeah.